Hey there, YouTube. This is Gundu73. Making an episode of Knife Talk? What? Yeah. It's been a long time since I've made a Knife Talk. Easily over a year. And, it's funny because the whole point of Knife Talk was my opinions on things, right? And opinions change, you know? And it was funny because ever since getting this knife, I was just talking to a friend of mine. I was saying how this is a Midtech. So this video will be on my new opinion of midtechs, what they are, specifically, to define that term. It's thrown around a lot, and I was making myself say, WTF when I was watching my old video, thinking, who's this stupid guy saying that, because that's how much my opinion's changed. Because then I didn't have a custom knife, and I didn't really have a real midtech in my opinion. It's funny because I'm watching the video and I'm like, here's a midtech folder, you guys. Yeah, it's really nice. It's a midtech. It's a Benza. It's just the best knife ever made. Because I had only had this 2 months at that point. So it's one of those things where it's like, ooh, it's brand new. But now, it's still a good knife. But because one thing that still holds true is, in my opinion, there's 3 levels of knives. You have production knives, you have midtechs, you have customs. Now, obviously, production knife, custom knife. Built by a machine, designed by someone else, a lot of people involved in it. One guy who designed it, built it entirely by hand. And then you have this. So let's just take a look at this, right? The design of this is called the rock eye of the VECP, and it's been a custom knife for years that Les George made by hand. And then one day he says, you know what, I want to take my custom design and I want to make it cheaper and more, make more of them. So he alone starts making the VECP. He doesn't have a whole shop of people, it's not like that. As far as I know, everything's done by CNC, and then he alone puts them together, makes sure everything's taken care of, but it's all him. You could have this, and then you can have a totally custom rock eye, which would be pretty badass. But my point is, in my opinion now, changed opinion, I'm going to say this, I was wrong in the last episode that I did on these. To me, a mid-tech is something that almost started out custom, in a sense, where customs exist of it, and then they make these in short batches. And these are, quality-wise, I'd say that the Sebenza is at this level, but in my opinion, quality alone doesn't dictate whether something's a mid-tech, at least in my opinion. I used to think that, oh, well, this is really high-end, and blah, 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 so this must mean it's a mid-tech. Quality-wise, these are all very high-quality knives. But, it's funny because I could sit here and say till I'm blue in the face what all these are. It's like, oh, well, this is that, etc. But it's one of those things where it's really, at the end of the day, it's subjective, and it boils down to opinion, and you know what opinions are like, everyone has one. So it's one of those things where, I've literally, it's funny because, for custom knives, right? Custom knives, the whole other thing. I've seen people literally argue, just yelling at each other. Granted, there was alcohol involved, but they were yelling at each other, and they're like, no, man, it wasn't angry. It was just it was pretty heated debate. They're like, no, man, a custom is something you totally design with the maker. Only one of them exists, And the other guy's like, no, man, if you ordered it from him, or if you bought it from him already made, it's still a custom. It was pretty funny, but, that's just for this. I think that with midtechs, it's really gray, because, it could be, well, what is it here? What is it here? Really, in my opinion, it's taking elements from these and, smashing them together, and then this comes out. It's how knives, multiply. Discovery Channel for knives. But, yeah. So that's, you take the Like with the Midtech, you have elements of the custom knife, right? You have the design made by one guy, you know, his own custom design that he had been doing by hand, and then he wants to make them, you know, in quantity. So really that's all it is to me now. And really it took, because before, when I made the other Midtech video, I didn't have these. I just had the Stavenza. You know, I even said the Kershaw tilt was a Midtech in that video. That's just stupid. You know, I feel like slapping myself, my year ago self, just for saying that. Because the tilt is a completely production knife. You know, in every sense of the word. Made by a huge company and a huge factory. You know, I mean, Chris Reeve has a smaller factory. I have no idea how big Les George's is, but it's probably just his workshop. Ray Lacunico makes knives out of his garage, for crying out loud, you know. Not saying, I mean, these are freaking fantastic, but I'm just saying, you know. It's all about scale, you know, and numbers and all that jazz. So, that's my, I'm going to call this Knife Talk episode 123 Midtechs Part 2. So this is at the snapshot in time, really. This is, you know, June 20th, 2013. Who knows? I might watch this in a year and say, what was I thinking? But I don't think so. I think that having all of them is, having like one of each is necessary to really make an opinion on it, really. It's not like you can just say, I know what a Midtech and a custom is, or I know what a production knife is, or I know what a Midtech is. Really, you need to experience them all to make an informed decision, in my opinion. So, I hope you guys like that. I haven't done a knife talk in a while, and if you have, you know, a suggestion for one, run it by me. Odds are, though, I've done it already. I mean, this is 123 episodes, of crying out loud. You could watch a knife talk every day for like over 3 months. Nearly 4 months, maybe. Yeah, 4 months. That's a lot. Every single day. So, thanks for watching, though. I really appreciate the views. Comment below. You can say I'm a stupid idiot for saying this, or you can agree or disagree or whatever. That's, you know, part of the whole, you know, that's what makes YouTube cool. We can all just voice our opinions. Civilly, I hope. So, take it easy, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.